Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sejanus, his fall, and we get to hear from Sabinus again today in Act 1, Scene 1, where Sabinus and Silius and Aruntius and crew have all been lamenting that everybody in the government is corrupt, and because they are virtuous men, they have no place in government, and isn't this a sad state of affairs? And then they were getting all nostalgic for Germanicus because he was this great man, and in yesterday's monologue, Sabinus was saying that Germanicus embodied all of the virtues, whereas other people maybe had like one that made them stand out. Germanicus embodied all of them, and Aruntius is like, well, yeah, like his greatness was probably what ended up getting killed in the end. Like other people knew how great he was too. And Sabina says, when men grow fast, honored and loved, there is a trick in state which jealous princes never fail to use. How to decline that growth with fair pretext and honorable colors of employment, either by embassy, the war, or such, to shift them forth into another air, where they may purge and lessen. So was he, and had his seconds there, sent by Tiberius, and his more subtle dam to discontent him, to breed and cherish mutinies, detract his greatest actions, give audacious check to his commands, and work to put him out in open act of treason, all which snares, when his wise cares prevented, a fine poison was thought on to mature their practices. So this is Sabinus giving us, the audience, a clue into how and why Germanicus died. He's like, anytime anybody becomes too famous, too powerful, somebody wants to try to knock them down. Somebody's going to try to find some dirt on them, smear their name, send them off to war, something that will get them killed. But Germanicus was able to dodge a lot of that as he went along, and because he was able to dodge that, because they couldn't actually openly accuse him of treason, like none of this would stick, they ended up having to poison him. At which point, before anybody else can respond to that, Sejanus enters along with Terentius, Satyrus, Nata, and others, and our primary crew of Sabinus and Silius and all of them are like, oh, check it out, we can watch them, licking his boots right now. And then the conversation shifts over to what Sejanus and his crew are talking about, and Sejanus is like, well, what does he want? Satyrus is asking Sejanus if this man named Eudemus, who is the physician to Livia, who is Drusus' wife, Drusus being the emperor's son, Eudemus wants to buy a tribune's place. So he wants to get the ear of Tiberius or Sejanus, whatever. He has something to say, and he's willing to pay for time in front of them so that he can beg his suit. And Sejanus is like, well, how much is he willing to pay? And they're like, 50 sestertia, which in today's money is roughly $3,000. So this man is paying $3,000 just to get a meeting with the higher ups. Sejanus is like, well, what do you think of this guy? Is he worth the time? Is he a learned man? And Satyrus is like, yes, he's a learned man. I think you'll like him. You really should take this meeting. So Sejanus is like, okay, yeah, bring him to me. I want to talk to him about some grief. I have a grief that I will talk to him about. So Sejanus and his crew exit, and Aruntius is like, oh my goodness, here comes another one. Here comes somebody else that's going to buy their way into government, buy their way to the top. Do people not have any shame anymore? And Silius is going to respond to that in tomorrow's monologue. So I'll see you then. Mwah.